As Bob Iger starts to confirm some of the details surrounding Star Wars Land, we'll discuss everything that the new land will have to offer at Walt Disney World up next. Hi there Waltoners, I'm Jack. This is DSNY Newscast. Go ahead and subscribe down below so therefore you never miss one of these DSNY Newscast updates. And the competition was a great success, so we're going to be changing up how we do it. Congratulations to the 10 winners, as I decided not to give away 5 but 10 of these pins, and we're going to be giving away another 5 of these pins based upon this video. So all you've got to do to enter is like on Facebook and follow on Twitter, and if you do it on both, you double your chances of winning one of these pins. And then that way I will pick out at random 5 different winners based upon each and every video, and then you'll get the pins sent out to you. And with that being said, let's get to the news. But before we get started with the Star Wars Land news, I've got to address something that we spoke about in the previous video about the Marvel expansion coming to Disneyland California Adventure Park. As there was a YouTuber by the name of Jazzy Real, go ahead and subscribe to her, she's got some great content, I'll leave a link down below, has released some footage from the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout premiere party, and yes, that's a mouthful, where we get to see in the clip the marketing stunt that Disney staged during the premiere party, with agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. members evaluating the area around Guardians of the Galaxy, so therefore they're going to be bringing a new attraction to that area. Now, if this is the direction that Disney are going to be going with in the future with their storytelling, I really like this, as it's this kind of stuff that makes Disney parks so magical. But that's not all, as Jim Hill has announced on the Disney Dish podcast, it's a great podcast, go give it a listen. He states that the new Marvel Land expansion won't just include the back section of the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout attraction, where the Avengers roller coaster is meant to go, but the expansion will be reusing the Monsters Inc. ride area first, with a plan eventually to extend this Marvel Land to the entire half section of Disney California Adventure Park. Anyways, with that being said, let's move on over to Star Wars Land over at Walt Disney World. As CNN have had a sit-down interview with Disney CEO Bob Iger, where he spoke about Pandora, the world of Avatar, which has just recently opened, but he couldn't resist from talking about Star Wars Land.
You're going to be able to get on the Millennium Falcon. You're going to be able to actually be the pilot of the Millennium Falcon and take probably a very, very fast ride.
Now this does line up with what we've been hearing. Disney are looking to create an entirely new type of theme park experience, one that's unmatched and unrivaled by any other theme park in the entire world. This is because when you enter the land, using the Magic Band technology, cast members will be able to know who you are and speak to you as if you are a character within this world. Now this immersive perspective goes to a whole different level, as even when you pilot the Millennium Falcon, if you don't do so well and you end up crashing the Millennium Falcon, your reputation will precede you, as the cast members will know that you crashed the Millennium Falcon and will poke a little bit of fun at your expense, but if you've done a really good job of piloting that attraction, then they'll treat you as if you're some sort of Star Wars hero. This gamification of Disney parks begins right at the point at which you enter the land. As we can see from the recent aerial photos that have been posted by BioReconstruct, Disney have already started to construct the divider that will ask you where your true alliance lies. One way will lead you down towards the Stormtrooper Battle Escape attraction and the cold landscape of the First Order spaceport, whereas the other direction leads you towards the ancient forest where the Resistance are based, along with the Millennium Falcon attraction. However, there is an issue which I have with all of this, and that's the concept art that's being released, as it seems slightly off in the location of certain parts of Star Wars Land, and seems to elaborate and expand the Star Wars Land beyond the realms of Disney Hollywood Studios. But then again, this isn't a blueprint, it's concept art, and it's meant to do exactly that. Conceptualization. So it seems that this will be the official entrance to Star Wars Land, with a mountainous landscape acting as a nice facade for the massive show buildings. Despite the expected entrance to the Battle Escape attraction is over near where Star Wars Land and Toy Story Land meet. Imagineering are probably planning an immersive queue experience, like the Flight of Passage queue over at Pandora's World of Avatar, to get you from one side of the land to the other to ride the Battle Escape attraction. Now, we've all heard about the living characters from alien worlds which will be roaming the land, but we don't know much about the actual attractions themselves. So, first up, Battle Escape attraction, which is codenamed Alcatraz within Imagineering. It will place you in the midst of a battle between the Resistance and the First Order, and it will use many different levels of the show building. Think of this like the Pirates of the Caribbean of Star Wars Land, with that kind of level of immersion, as 150 audio animatronic stormtroopers are expected to be used within the battle sequences, and the ride vehicle will use trackless technology to build suspense, so therefore you won't know which direction you're going to be going in next. However, what's really cool is that Disney are playing with the idea of having guests exit and move to another ride vehicle mid-ride. Now, secondly, we've got the Millennium Falcon attraction, which is codenamed Big Bird, and will use a hybrid of the Omnimover and simulator ride technologies combined into one ride vehicle to replicate the feel of a Millennium Falcon cockpit. There will be multiple ride sequences within the attraction with many different endings, and the physical vehicle will be situated with a wraparound large exterior screen to add to the surroundings of the actual ride vehicle. Other details of Star Wars Land has the Jedi Training Academy moving on over into the Hyperion Theatre. This is to allow for a much better thematic set for the Jedi Training Academy, and also for the use of an audio animatronic Yoda figure which will help train the young Padawans. Now, this major revamp to Disney's Hollywood Studios with Star Wars Land, Toy Story Land, and maybe even some other attractions down the road is expected to cost $2.8 billion. However, Star Wars Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios is running slightly behind schedule at the moment, meaning that some of these details may change at D23 Expo in July, but for the time being, this is what Disney have in store. But that's it for today, folks. Go ahead and subscribe down below, and it's over to you, the Waltoneers, as I would like to know what you would name Star Wars Land over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, as Star Wars Experience is most likely going to be the name, but let's see what you can come up with. And also, what do you think about these developments of Star Wars Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios? But for today, I've been Jack, you've been you, and I'll see you real soon.